As House Speaker Mike Flaccid Johnson celebrates the passage of a new budget bill that will reopen the government, one congressman is issuing a warning that Johnson's greatest fear is about to eat him alive. And that fear has a name: the Epstein files. Welcome to Occupy Democrats. I'm David Reddish. And once again, happy Veterans Day to all our veterans here in the U.S. Thank you so much for your service. On to our story. With the government set to reopen, and with this Republican win about to backfire in their faces, see our other videos for more on that. With the government reopening, all eyes in Washington turn again to the ongoing scandal of the Epstein files. With Congress coming back into session, Speaker Tiny Johnson will have no choice but to seat Representative Adelaide Grijalva, who has vowed to be the last vote needed to approve a discharge petition for full release of the Epstein files. That development comes at a precarious time, as Jeffrey Epstein's longtime girlfriend and fellow sex trafficker Ghislaine Maxwell begins to lobby Donald Trump for a pardon or commutation of her sentence. Amid the outrage over Maxwell's hubris, and in case you didn't loathe her already, more details have emerged about her prison conditions.
More outrage building among Jeffrey Epstein's victims as we learn that his convicted co-conspirator, Ghislaine Maxwell, is reportedly seeking a commuting of her sentence from President Trump. That's according to a whistleblower who also gave House Democrats details about how Maxwell's move from federal prison to a prison camp has come with some extraordinary perks.
What we've just learned is that she has been receiving basically club fed or Trump hotel style treatment, concierge style treatment. She's had meals delivered to her cell, basically room service in prison. She gets to use the exercise facilities whenever she wants. She's got special arrangements where she's working with the warden to send materials to her defense team. It's an extraordinary situation.
Add to that one more perk for the convicted sex offender: puppy time. According to the whistleblower, an inmate who trains puppies to become service dogs was instructed to provide one to Maxwell for a time so she could play with the puppy, even though neither inmates nor staff are ordinarily allowed to pet the service dogs in training.
So to be clear, Ghislaine Maxwell is staying in a prison more akin to a spa than Sing Sing, which for a sexual predator seems a bit light, don't you think? Of course, Maxwell only ended up in that Texas prison after a special visit from Deputy Attorney General Todd Blanche, a man who also happens to be Donald Trump's former personal lawyer. In their meeting, Maxwell claims she never saw Trump do anything unsavory, and after saying that, she was magically whisked away to her new luxury prison. Does that strike you as suspicious, my beautiful viewers? The suspicion of quid pro quo from Trump aside, Epstein victims have condemned the move as overly sympathetic to a predator. And even if Maxwell says she never saw Trump misbehave with Epstein's victims, that does not negate the possibility that he misbehaved after Maxwell left the room. Remember, journalist Michael Wolff claims Epstein personally showed him photos of Trump with nude underage women. Washington Whispers also claim there is a video of Trump misbehaving in the possession of the Department of Justice. Which brings us back to the Epstein discharge petition, the order that would open up the files for all of us to see. In an interview earlier today, Representative Ro Khanna of California offered an update and a vow. No matter what Mike Tiny Johnson tries, the petition will come to a vote. Take a look.
It's going to be huge. I mean, Adelaide Grijalva is probably going to get sworn in Wednesday. 7 days after that, we will get a vote on the Epstein file. Now, that's 7 legislative days. I believe we are going to get that. I'll break some news. We're talking with Mike Massey now of getting another major press conference with the survivors early next week at the Capitol. There's going to be so much momentum left and right to say, out with the Epstein class. Rich and powerful people who abused young girls, who think they live by a different set of rules. America is done with you. We're done with that kind of elite impunity and corruption. And I believe we will get this vote. 60 votes, probably 60 Republicans will line up and vote for it. It's going to be the first day that Donald Trump will be a lame duck when he has 60 Republicans voting against him. So I am committed to this. And that is one silver lining of the House opening back as it takes up this this terrible bill is Adelita Grijalva does get sworn in, and we will get that vote on the Epstein files.
So, the tidal wave approaches next week. And frankly, I think Kahana underestimates the situation. For weeks, reports that Republicans privately want to release the Epstein files, in large part to placate their own constituents. For weeks, these reports have circulated, with one postulating that as many as 100 GOP congresspeople will support the petition. Regardless of if that's true, Senate Republicans, who have a much smaller margin of dominance, mind you, will then come under enormous pressure to pass the petition as well. Which leaves one last hurdle: Donald Trump himself, who vowed to release the files while campaigning last year. So either he does so, regardless of how the information in the files could damage him, or he refuses. Which again begs the question, what is he hiding? To stay up to date on this story, remember to subscribe to our channel for this and all other breaking news. I'm David Reddish.